The Photo Vault. A journey into vernacular photography, archives, and photo books. Hi and welcome to the Photo Vault. This is our special on books that inspire artists, writers, curators, and thinkers. Today we have 3 books recommended by Dutch artist Erik Kessels while we interviewed him in a bar in Paris. His number 1.
Yeah, like maybe the first one is also the book Kaddish by Christian Boltanski. I mean, this goes back a little bit to my, I think when I was early 20, I first saw his work and I started to collect artist books of him. And yeah, this is like a kind of a monumental book, very on thin paper. It has like thousands of pages. It's a very massive volume. And in this book, he sort of explains the history of the Second World War, told by images that are not completely fitting in that era, but he tells this history by other people's pictures, and also pictures that come from a different content in a way. And for me, that was also the first time I was really inspired by his work always. And I also admired him. It was kind of a hero. It's kind of funny that I was so obsessed with it that I looked at all the work, had all the books. And one time, for instance, I was having an exhibition in Arles, and I was sitting on the terrace of a hotel. And suddenly, for the first time in my life, I saw him coming in. He came in the hotel where I was staying. And I thought, wow, Jesus. So what I did, because I did not have any books of mine with me anymore. So I went to the Actes Sud bookshop, bought my own book, and then wrote something in it for him. I went to the reception of the hotel. I said, like, can you put this in the pigeonhole of Christian Boltanski? And she looked and she said, like, yeah, he's not in our hotel, sorry. So here I was, like completely like a fan of his work with this signed book of myself dedicated to him, not being able to hand it over. In the end, later that night, there was a rooftop party in the hotel, and he was there as well. So that probably he asked when that party was. So I still went back to my room, picked up that book, gave it to him. I think I couldn't even talk to him. Like I said something very stupid probably. And I was just too impressed. And the only thing he said, you probably thought that I was dead already, he said. So, but that also is nice to you should always have your heroes. It's very important to collect, to have a pool of people and works that you really, really, really like. And I always have that. And it changes, of course, because my heroes from a long time ago are not the same ones anymore. I have now new heroes, and
Number 2.
Yeah, this is really like for me, like a classic vernacular photography book by a Japanese author called Sha Kokken. And there is a Japanese version of the book in English also with a very stupid title. It's called The Love in Sex Life. So it's a bit of a strange translation already. But this is a book which is almost like a manual how to have sex. And so it's like a folder with a spiral bound with a slipcase. On the cover of the book, you see like an apple, illustration of an apple, and then it says The Love in Sex Life. When you open it, the book, it has a split vertically in the book. So on the top images, there's always the man in the sexual game. On the bottom part, there's always the woman. But in Japan at that time, this book is from the 60s, it was not possible to show a man and a woman together in one book, because that would mean that they would have sex, so it was forbidden. So what happens here is that there's a woman playing the man. She has like a legging on, and there's a woman playing the woman, and she has like a bathing suit on, or and they have certain sexual positions. but they are never together because there's a split in the middle. So your mind, you should think how that sexual game works and how they come together. Yeah, in this book, it's for me really the best vernacular photography book, because the photography is so strangely naive, with silver foil on the background, with using like one stool in your sexual game. The next chapter is using 2 stools in your sexual game. The next chapter is using 3 stools in your sexual game, and so it's really something. It is an English and Japanese version. That's one book, and actually it also is once published in Italian. So on Italian eBay you can really find cheap versions of that book, and it's really like a must-have, I think, for people, because the photography is great. It's also great fun to look at it, because they have also, in the back of the book, there's almost like a journey in pictograms, what to follow. And maybe when you buy the book, you can also learn something in your own sex life. So it serves all the purposes in a way.
And his number 3, I will tell you, as we had some sound issues during the recording. It's a book by Chantal Renz titled You Run Around Town Like a Fool and You Think That It's Groovy, by Pantoffel Books in 2016. Erik actually reviewed the book. Maybe the most unnecessary book of 2016, but definitely the most funny one I came across. Chantal Renz is a Dutch artist that uses photography often as a starting point for her collages. In You Run Around Town Like a Fool and You Think That It's Groovy, she combines images of animals balancing a glass of spirit on them. You could ask yourself, why? But this is exactly why the book is deadly funny. Numerous combinations of images, definitely never seen before. I would highly recommend this book, that also probably has the longest title of a photo book produced in 2016. Voila, those are Erik's 3 favorite or inspirational books. Links to these are in the text part of the podcast. Until next time, Lukas Björk says bye.